This is Daniel in so many words.
Hey there everyone, my name is Daniel and in so many words, Pokemon are fascinating creatures which boast a wide variety of powers. These powers typically come in the form of various attacks which can inflict damage, cause status conditions, boost your stats, or lower your opponent's stats. Unfortunately, not every attack is quite so useful and honestly some are downright awful, so today I'm going to count down my top 5 picks for the worst Pokemon attacks ever.
Number 5, Memento. Stat buffs can be very important in Pokemon battles, especially when battling competitively. Any increase, or indeed any decrease in stats, can spell the difference between your Pokemon getting a KO in one attack, or not getting that KO. However, certain moves are just not worth the price you pay in order to lower the stats of the opposing Pokemon. Case in point, Memento. Memento is a Dark-type move that immediately causes your Pokemon to faint. Also, they can lower the opponent's attack and special attack by 2 stages apiece. And, well, that's it. So this attack is useless against Pokemon with the ability Clear Body, Pokemon who are protected by Mist, or Pokemon who are protected by moves like Protect or have a substitute up. And that covers a lot of ground. Not to mention that there are already so many other moves that lower your opponent's stats, none of which require your Pokemon to knock itself out. The only upside to this move is that it's the only stat-dropping move in the game that can't be reflected by Magic Bounce, but that's probably only because the user faints, thereby giving Magic Bounce nothing to bounce the move back to. Let's face it, stat drop or no, Memento at its core is nothing but a low-rank Destiny Bond. Number 4, Bestow. Much like Stat Boost, Held items are also pretty important in Pokemon battles. They can offer Stat Boost in and of themselves, give you a second chance if you were going to get KO'd, or inflict a status condition that some Pokemon might actually benefit from having. That being said, Bestow is a move with the idea in mind of giving your Held item to your opponent and, well, that's it. Just gives your shit right to the opponent and nothing else. It's not like Trick or Switcheroo where you get their item in exchange. You just give them your item and that's the end of the move. And it completely fails if they already have an item or if they're behind a substitute. Hell, if you want to get rid of your items so bad, just use Fling. At least then you can do some damage and possibly cause a secondary effect. Want to make him flinch? Toss a King's Rock. Want to cause a burn or bad poison? Toss a Flame Orb or a Toxic Orb. Want an easy 130 base power attack? Toss an Iron Ball, etc., etc., etc. But Daniel, I hear you cry, if I give them my Toxic Orb with Bestow, that can badly poison them also. Okay, but what if your opponent's Pokemon benefits from being poisoned? What if they use Bestow, or better yet, Fling? And again, going back to the obvious downside of this move, what if they already have a Held item? There are just way too many possible downsides to Bestow, especially compared to other item-based attacks. Seriously, just save that 4th move slot for something more useful. Number 3, Teleport. Teleport hits a real sore spot for me. Back in the days of Gen 1 when all psychic types were broken as fuck because special attack and special defense were a single stat, I longed to add an Abra to my team. I needed an Alakazam to take on the Pokemon League, so I went out, found myself an Abra, lowered its HP a bit, and wait, where the fuck did it go? Teleport is the bane of a trainer's life if they want to catch an Abra and they don't have a Pokemon who can prevent escapes, but Teleport isn't on this list just because of lingering Gen 1 salt. Teleport as an actual move isn't that useful. It pretty much helps you flee wild Pokemon, and that's about it. You can't use it to flee trainer battles, and it doesn't allow you to switch to another party member. And even if it did, it would sorely be outclassed by moves like Baton Pass or Volt Switch, which you could use, respectively, to pass on Stat Boost or deal some damage on the way out. And going back to fleeing wild Pokemon battles, you know what else lets you do that? The Smoke Ball. A Held item that will let you escape any wild Pokemon without having to waste a move slot. As for outside of battle, Teleport allows you to visit the last Pokemon Center you used, but that's it. You can only go to the very last center you were at. There's no choice of where you would want to go like you would have with Fly. All in all, Teleport at its core will always be that move that made you hate your life when you try catching an Abra. Number 2, Frustration. But Daniel, I hear you cry, why would you include a move that has a potential base power of 102? Because it's almost impossible to actually get it to work right, that's why. See, Frustration is basically the inverse equivalent of Return, another normal type move with a potential base power of 102. They're both based on your Pokemon's happiness, the difference being that Return gets its full power when the happiness is maxed out, while Frustration gets its full power when the happiness is at 0. Can you already see the problem here? Frustration as a move goes against so many of the overarching themes of not only the Pokemon games, but of the entire franchise. It's all about friendship and teamwork and building bonds with your Pokemon as you train and fight and grow together. It's almost impossible to max out Frustration's power just because of the actual happiness mechanics. See, to lower your Pokemon's happiness, you have to do things like let it faint during battles and feed it lots of bitter medicine. You know what increases your Pokemon's happiness? Literally almost anything else. Having the Pokemon in your party, giving it vitamins, giving it a massage, giving it certain berries, battling, gaining levels, hell, walking increases your Pokemon's happiness. Walking. That thing you have to do anything significant in the games. The only way you could actually maintain a Pokemon's zero happiness level to max out frustration is to just blow every single Pokédollar you ever make buying bitter medicine and constantly shoving it down your Pokemon's throat just before you battle someone. And even if you do that, even if you waste all of your money to keep a fresh supply of bitter herbs that'll make your Pokemon hate you, what's the end result? A 102 base power normal type attack that will only get stabbed if it's on a normal type Pokemon, and a move that can never be super effective because normal types literally have no type advantage over anything. And hey, Return has all of these same flaws in execution, but 100% happiness is way easier to maintain than 0%. And at least Return won't make you look like an asshole for abusing your Pokemon. I'm just saying. Honorable mentions. Quash, because it forces your opponent to move last in that round, but only if they haven't already acted, meaning that if they outspeed you, this is a waste of a move, and if you outspeed them, they're gonna go last anyway, making this a waste of a move. And Celebrate, for being another pointless, not serious move, but I'm including this as opposed to Splash because it was only on a small number of birthday Pokemon, which were only distributed in Pokemon Center stores in Japan, which means in order to get this move, you had to go to a Pokemon Center in Japan with your 3DS, hope your infrared wasn't fucked up for some reason, bring proof they were born sometime that month, and get one of these Pokemon who has a move that does nothing. Worst birthday present ever. Number 1. Present. Oh, sweet Arceus, I just had to say Present, didn't I? Present is the signature move of Delibird, a Pokemon I included in my top 5 least favorite Pokemon list way back in the ancient days of 2013. Present is actually the primary reason Delibird even made that list because it's a game of chance, and not even the game of chance that Metronome is, where you can end up using Judgment or Hyper Beam. You see, Present has 4 possible outcomes, 3 of which are different damage outputs. 40% of the time, you hit for a measly 40 base power. 30% of the time, you hit for 80 base power. 10% of the time, you could do a whopping 120 base power. As for that 4th outcome, well, that's a 20% chance to heal your opponent! You heard that right. 1 out of every 5 times on average that you use Present will heal your opponent by 80 hit points. There's no viable strategy to this move, because not only is the output you get based completely on luck, but also, why would you want to heal a Pokemon that you're battling against? The fact that this is Delibird's signature move just hurts even more. This is Delibird's calling card, the thing that makes it unique. At least Hidden Power can provide some unexpected type coverage for a Pokemon that can learn it, and oh yeah, that move doesn't heal your enemies. I would hate Present even if it was a 10% or a 5% chance of healing, but it's just ironically rubbing salt in the wound that the healing outcome happens once out of every 5 times you use this move. That and the fact that even when you do actually do damage, there's very little chance of it actually being worth it, and this all being left up to sheer dumb luck makes Present easily my number 1 choice for the worst Pokemon attack ever. Seriously, Arceus, you think next time you give a Pokemon a signature move you could, make it not suck? Well, I mean, aside from Mega Rayquaza's Dragon Ascent.
So, what Pokemon attacks do you think are downright useless? What attacks would you never bother teaching a Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe for more super effective Pokemon countdowns. But until we meet again, insert catchphrase here.